Hey guys, I'm just responding. I'm being reactionary today. um, which I always think is funny whenever I hear that. They're wanting you to react. They want you to, you know, I don't know what, because again, so what if I did? They won't like the reaction because it would just simply be me calling upon those that love me. That's all, the heavens. Because I don't know how to do all the weird, evil, malicious stuff. I'm not geared that way. It's not my nature. Um, but I was hearing also today that, and I suspect it would be true, and I say amen to it in the name of the Prince of Peace, that our reputation is improving. Now, I only remember before this societal reputation thing, the only time I ever heard any of it was from that black band who I don't believe ever wished me well, um, about how I was dabbling all the way down to my next social drown, I do believe was the line. Um, and, if I'm actively off there to the side, dabbling in evil, let's say, uh, that would be lowering me, I'm sure, and probably darkening me. And all of my society, those that I would consider society and the people to be concerned with, in other words, the heavens, the white folk, the sky, God people who love me, um, they would probably be, I would be becoming less and less popular because like me, they don't want to be involved with somebody who's trying to drag everybody down to hell. That's not the cool deal. No, we're supposed to stay cool. And yes, kitty cat, I know. So I would suspect this type of thing. Again, it just goes back to I told him, I said, I've got a family. This was 17 years ago or something. In other words, I don't need this stuff. What are you doing? But in my mind, and this is how God guides me, is He gives me these little, ways of thinking about things. And basically, the idea was you got to climb higher and get a signal so that you can be heard and seen. And that's the feeling I had. It's like, I know He loves me. I just need to climb up to a better place where he can see me going, help me, you know. Um, hold on. Okay, I'm back. But from what I understand, it's about how other people who were told things about me are finding out, well, that's not true at all. He's not anything at all like that. Well, yeah, I've had that happen to me once before. Maybe more than once, I don't know. But generally speaking, I think that happens whenever you have like someone who is going to do you wrong, okay, and is needing justification, and what they want is to build a consensus among a whole bunch of people that you are the bad person, you know. So they have the justification and right and backing of all these people saying you're right in what you're doing, type of thing. But you're never ever going to get that. Um, Not from anyone of any actual value or, um, you know, notability. And it's simply because any who have known me, that I have a specific kind of nature. And, they talk about how I'm love. Well, I am light. I am light man. I am a light man. And that's in my DNA, not fire. So, and it is a bit of a burden because if you're walking around a bunch of stuff that's very dark and hate filled, and there's no peace within them because they're in constant turmoil and of all these different thoughts about people that are after them and people that are after, and the jungle-like mentality. Um, well, again, I've said this a long time ago. Once I started really waking up. And I said, well, like all Christians, they said, what do you want? And I was like, well, like all Christians, I want to go home. I want to go be with him up there in the sky, where the better home is waiting. I've been told that again and again and again in the by and by, you know. Um, but I guess there's something for us to do along the way, and that'll be fine, I guess, you know. I understand it's supposed to be pleasant. Just listened to a couple songs today, and I was listening to End of the Line with all those boys that are such faves. You know, there was Tom Petty and there's George and Bob and they even had the posthumous performance from the late but always great Roy Orbison. And you know, they were talking about you know it's okay to be floating in the air and blah blah blah, doing this and doing that, so long as you're living the life you would like to live. Well, I haven't been doing that for a long time. But again, our basic deal is we're heading towards the house. Is all we're really basically doing. I saw where the Black Witch's video was forced up there on the screen, and they were saying something about what they did or didn't do, and it's like kingdom spouse is an invalid concept, and it's completely invalid at this point. You know, we've taken on the light, we've taken on the whole, we've been reminded of who we are and where we're going and what we're supposed to be for, and so any of this other stuff is just, it just seems like it's all an alien contrivance to deceive us. And that's all it seemed like for the longest time, because you can't keep changing your story again and again and again and again and say, well, it's love, and then you say it's this, and then you say it's a soul contract, and you say it's something else, and it's a kingdom thing you're building, and you're in complete total disagreement with them, and they're your enemy, and what the hell? No. No, we've been basically on our way home since we left Arizona. And, the cool chick happened. That thing happened. But that was, again, as far as I can tell, just another distraction, another delay. Them that would like to stall one, our enemies. And do I hate any of them? No, I don't have it in me to hate anybody. And there's no one connected to me right now, or at least not closely, that have any anger. So I'm walking around in a state of, I think things are going to be okay kind of feeling. And and I'm looking forward. I'm going to be getting hardcore on the Eat Like a Bird thing. And it's like, I don't know, it's just something has changed over the last couple of weeks. And we're coming back to that point where we're like, oh, hi ho, it's off to work we go. And it's just all good. It's all cool. Gotta keep running. But I think we're always running. I said that one time. I'm always working, even if you see me sitting still. Apparently doing not anything, or wasting time smiling and laughing about something that's totally banal. I'm still at work, in a sense, figuratively speaking, spiritually speaking. And I'm coming into a point where I'm going to be afforded some actual rest here before too long, because we do continue to advance, and we do continue to climb higher and become ever so much more unavailable to everything that is of the darkness and the hate, And I keep on, and you know what I'm actually, one of the things I'm latching on to, there's some people I want to meet along the way, had some conversations with. I think I'd enjoy them. But what, more than anything, is I've latched onto this thought of, well, your world is a reflection of what you are. And I'm thinking, I am going to get to be living in a world where basically people are pretty peaceful. There's no great turmoil of any sort. And that they have a lot of ability to love. They have hearts that are loving hearts. And they have a nature that's geared towards the good. Now, I'm sure, there'll be people of different stages, some that'll be really super nice and really super enlightened and that kind of, and then there'll be the others that are, well, they've got a little ways more to go before they can be, considered A1 citizens or anything like that. What do you want, Kat? She's been exceptionally interested in the last couple of days. But yeah, that very thought of, you're going like Justin Hayward. I saw he gave another performance just recently, a couple of days ago. Bravo, Justin. But like in his song, you'll end up being in the end what you wanted to be, and that's good. I like that idea, and I like the idea of living in a world that is going to be peaceful, that is going to be filled with a lot of joy and love, real love, not this manipulative whore love stuff, not hate, because I have no hate in me. You understand? There's no hate here, and we don't take on hate or anything that is of hate or from them. And now, I will say that we have experienced some discomfort in a couple of different areas. I think probably it's still the enemy trying to, just cause problems. If that is the enemy, then that all comes back upon them again. That will be reflected back upon them as greater troubles and problems. I don't know why they would bother. What am I? Yeah, think of that. Free bird's gonna fly high, higher than high, and it will be, I'm sure, loud enough for all those that need to hear it. Will hear it. It'll be good. It's gonna be all right. God love you. Thanks so very much for your love and your help. And we saw some advice recently that I don't think I listened to it, but it was like basically saying you should pay attention to the people that pay attention to you. And it put me in mind of the banking incident where the young lady actually turned and spoke to me and was cordial and let us go before. And now I'm just at that point. See, I'm so bowled over by by friendliness. I didn't know what to think. It was like, well, I've got so much friendliness in me. I've been saving up for about 20 years. Golly, I almost wanted to give her a big hug and a kiss, But then I have this sense of decorum of how we're supposed to behave with each other and the restraint, Again, God love you so much for all of you guys, all of you that, I pray that heaven loves you and helps you. All of you that is sincerely for us, sincerely loving us. Have a wonderful day.